Stand to, McWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get to the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And last time, the Burner Boy burned us out of a little bit of trouble. We were 800,000 Seabills or more in the hole, and thanks to a fantastic 45-tonner that we've managed to build with a metric ton of flamers, we were able to rip our way through a not horrifically difficult, but could have been challenging base assault mission. And so with the Burner Boy in hand, I'm kind of feeling a little bit more confident about taking those sorts of missions, and with that in mind, hide the evidence. We've had a few associates go missing recently, and where should they happen to turn up but a local government black site? We have to assume they're being interrogated right now. Normally, we'd be extremely concerned for their welfare, and we'd try to rescue them, but in this case, it seems that they're likely beyond rescue. We need you to level the black site and to ensure that any secrets spilled are erased. So this will be 5 of 21 priority salvage, 305,600 Seabills at 2.5 skulls, and apparently there is no honor amongst thieves. This is actually the second attempt to load in on this. The first time Sumi Ray dropped us on top of a mountain, so that was somewhat frustrating to deal with. But hey, the restart function actually worked this time. I'm wondering if the mountain is actually on this map, because this appears to be a little bit different, because it was a very mountainous terrain, and on top of that mountain there was no way to get off of. Don't see the mountain on this map, so most have loaded us in a different map. That seems odd. Alright, so we have, as usual, the Burner Boy being driven by Jester. It has proven itself to be rather hilariously good. Paradox currently driving the Wolverine, which has proven itself to be fairly good. Howl in the Gladiator, which has proven it to be excellent. I'm really, really happy about this mech, actually. Paladin in the Shade Hawk, which has demonstrated to be fairly decent. Mockingbird in the Hammer, which still kind of is somewhat untested at the moment, but we're working on that. Coach in the Javelin, which is fairly solid. Finn in the Kitsutsuki, which in the two missions it's been on, the one it has not jammed at all, and the second one it jammed on the first round of shooting. So we're a little bit unsold, but hey, I'm a little bit worried about AMS, and the Kitsutsuki gets to ignore that. And then, of course, Death Crusade in the Hachi, because despite the fact that we run into AMS, well, the Hachi is really good. Alright, so with all introductions out of the way, let us analyze the terrain. We're fairly close to the objective, and it looks like the enemy supporting lance is not necessarily on top of the location, so we're going to rush on forward, see if we can't get close enough with the Burner Boy so that we can hopefully torch out the entire base within the turn we arrive. That would be the best thing for all peoples involved, if we can knock out all the turrets, especially if they've got artillery, because artillery is a level of danger that we really don't want to deal with. Unfortunately, several of our mechs are facing the wrong direction, which means they need to waste time turning around. The Burner Boy was not one of them, so he will be able to rush on forward. It looks like he keeps up fairly decently with the Javelin. I think we noticed that last time as well. The mechs are somewhat complementary to each other. However, the Burner Boy, I believe, is fully capable of scouting and scanning for everything that he's got, if I recall this mech correctly. So I believe he's got some sort of special Talos sensor system, which we are making extensive use of in order to keep himself extra capable. Is that in the head? It just says cockpit and the totem sensor, which allows him to be extra accurate and share data with lance mates, which is a lot of fun because it allows us to be extra accurate and more dangerous. Also, all the ECM in the universe, in order to keep everybody under wraps and protected, we'll just keep on sprinting along forward. Gladiator, a little bit slower than it kind of needs to be, but I don't know any way of increasing its speed without, putting an XL engine into it, and we are not doing that. Javelin's going to rush on forward, get eyes on the target. We have identified a set target. We're dealing with a Hawk Moth, which we can't deal with the Burner Boy, unfortunately. He's totally defenseless. A Thunderbolt in placement, we're going to want to kill awfully gosh darn quickly. Another Hawk Moth, I assume. We've also got a Howitzer, which is light artillery in general. It's only 55 tons. Dual Mortars, which is irritating artillery. And a Griffin, as well as a Heavy Howitzer, which will be heavy artillery. Heavy normal artillery, except for medium tank as well. That Griffin, so long as we get 2 parts to it, we'll be able to build another 55-ton mech, and that would be really nice. Also, a little bit irritating because I've recently rebuilt the Shadowhawk to be equipped with a lot of... we'll deal with that later. Anyway, we need to, of course, kill this Hawkmoth first because it's got a light Gauss rifle and I want it dead. Also, because... maybe I shouldn't use the rockets, but I'm going to, take care of that anyway. The reason is because the Burner Boy can't touch them. Flamers cannot shoot at air targets, so we're going to need to run up to the Thunderbolt emplacement and light this sucker on all the fire that we happen to have. So that it will be the initial plan moving forward. Got a Phoenix Hawk moving forward. It is a 3S, so not all that interested in the Phoenix Hawk at the moment, if I'm completely honest with myself. And Burner Boy. Burner Boy actually not as fast. Huh. I'm a little bit surprised he can't quite make it. It'll be a 17% according to this information, but that was lying, 30%. Let's fire everything we've got. We only need a couple of them to hit. And it's not quite dead, but it's gosh darn close. Do we accidentally torch the Javelin? The Javelin did not actually get torched on that one. I'm rather surprised, actually. The Wolverine might be able to finish it off. It does have an ultra autocannon as well as SRMs. Those are fairly decent at knocking out turrets and buildings. Yeah, it's got 300 health. I'm going to focus. Oh, got a good hit on that. However, it looks like the second shot went into somebody else. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully we're not gonna take on anybody else. Got a flea, a little 15-ton flea. So it's the tiny flea. There's actually a larger 20, or is it 20 or 25? I think it's a 20-ton flea that we could also be in mind of when we actually do things. Keep on rushing forward. We could shoot at the back of that griffin. It's so vulnerable. But the thunderbolt emplacements are just a little bit more dangerous. Good hits and follow up with the missiles, and that cracks it. Alright, so we've managed to take out the first of the turrets. There will, of course, be 3 others that we need to deal with sort of in turn order. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. With any luck... Ooh, Zephyr has moved into jamming range. That's going to be unfortunate. Lots of fire coming out of the Javelin. Javelin managed to eat most of that. However, he's not currently under as much electronic countermeasure protection as he otherwise needs to be. The Shadehawk, no. The Hammer, no. The Kitsutsuki, yes, that's exactly who I wanted, actually. Rush the Kitsutsuki forward, because the Kitsutsuki will have a lovely couple of shots on different targets. 12%, 70%. It's on a building. Dual mortars off in the distance. Not all that great. 29%, 32%. Yeah, I think we go for the dual mortar, because it's vulnerable. Show me that, and ramp up the fire rate. We'll go to 5. Taking the shot. Fire all over the place and not able to connect anywhere, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Please tell me you didn't jam the gun on top of that. Oh, the gun is jammed. Gosh darn it. I hate that flat jam jams. I built this mech very specifically to deal with its recoil jam system, and we can't do it. Alright, Paladin, I think the Shadehawk needs to come in and save the day at some point. Somehow, anyway. Give me the back of... Ooh, apparently it's only 30% all around. Can't target the Zephyr just because we don't have a shot at it. Dual mortars, no heavy mortars, it's the same thing. Missing again. We're going to have to get in a lot closer than I otherwise want to be. We do need to take out the Zephyr. I'm just not certain how we want to do it. Now, on the bright side, I don't think the enemy has anti-missile defenses. Or at least, I haven't seen any so far, so we may as well, you know, fire to see what's going on. I also have SAMs, which we're going to hold for the Hawkmoth. Yes, it does look like they do not have any sort of anti-missile defense system, which allows us to be extra aggressive with all of our missile mechs, of which we have 2. We have more, but not on this battle. Oh, unfortunately, I only walked the Hachi. I didn't sprint it like I thought I'd click the button for, but that's okay. The enemy's going to try and condense on us, and it's going to get a little bit ugly, because 2 mortars are not particularly fun. And the howitzer, so we got dual mortar and 2 artillery pieces and mortars. So every single one of these turrets is some form of artillery, which on the one hand is fine, because, you know, direct fire weapons tend to be incredibly dangerous, but on the other hand, it's really frustrating to deal with all of the pain that is about to come our way. Lots of overlapping fields of ECM going down, although the Javelin is certainly extended a little bit. Griffin coming around, gonna fire with a large pulse laser, I'm sorry, excuse me. We will probably have to rip out his shoulder in order to make sure they can't do anything. However, this Zephyr has to die soon. Phase 10, onto the artillery, and in comes the mortar shells. Luckily for us, they hit the base. Wow, that did a lot of damage to that base, too. And more artillery, a little light damage to the Javelin, but nothing too serious so far. And then there's one more artillery piece. Oh, I guess he didn't shoot. Okay, that's lovely. Coach. Let's rush us around and see if we can't get a line of sight. Ooh, I was hoping to get a line of sight on you. 30% is what you're claiming you will be. How much armor does this have? No armor. That's how much armor it has. Okay, I do want to kill this thing, so we're just going to pour fire into it until it cries uncle. I just need to get to the right angle for it, because I want to attack the front, but I also may not have much of a choice. Alright, walk instead. I shall walk. I wish I could walk into cover. Unfortunately, that would mean I couldn't shoot the front. The reason why I want to go after the front on this one is because that's the side that everybody's going to be vulnerable to, and so we will fire everything. Wow, that was really, really terrible. That didn't hit. Yeah, I noticed, Coach. That was awful. You can't do that again. If you do that again, people may die. Specifically, you may die. So, with any luck, you will do better than that. So we're going to have to wait a little while for the enemy. Apparently, we need to destroy 3 buildings. 1, 2, and I don't see number 3. Maybe it's one of these buildings? Huh. That's a little bit concerning to me, because I need to be able to destroy enough buildings in order to actually win the video game. A little bit of incoming fire from the pulse laser. The Javelin taking a couple more hits. I'm not sure what actually shot at us. Wasn't a great... Oh, it got to be the Phoenix Hawk, duh. And yes, indeed, the Phoenix Hawk up there on the bluffs. Also, a couple of vehicles around. So we got the Flea, we've got a tank back here, we've got another... Oh, so this has got to be a tank lance or something. Or maybe it's mixed, but that would be weird. So Burner Boy can come in and just start lighting everything on fire. And that's exactly what Burner Boy is going to do. Oh, is the building down here? Not really sure. So Burner Boy is going to light everything on fire as he do. I'm going to see if I can jump... Yeah, I can jump into range, and that'll have to do right there. So we're going to mouse up here, and he's going to continue his focus on all things turrets, because turrets are dangerous, and I don't want to have to deal with them. And that's enough fire in order to make sure that I don't have to deal with that ever again. So that turret is gone. We're down to two turrets. So the light howitzer over here, and the heavy howitzer over here, and we turn on phase 21, likely a VTOL, possibly a VTOL. The yellow jackets are incredibly dangerous, but as long as he stays over there, I think we'll be all nice, safe, and sound. Please don't move, Zephyr Tank. I need to just focus a whole ton of fire on you until you die, which hopefully will be soon, because you are providing a lot of protection for things that I don't want protected at the moment. Gonna rush on forward. That will actually get us a line of sight on several things. 14%, 16%, 64%, which is actually pretty gosh darn good. I'm gonna fire the Zephyr. The reason why we're shooting at the Zephyr, we're scattering our damage all over the place, is because if I get even one hit, it looks like that Zephyr might end up popping. So the Shade Hog can probably move up here. It does have an improved accuracy Gauss rifle, which is giving him 26%. We do want to get even closer than that. I don't want to sprint, because if I can walk into range, that will allow me to keep my accuracy. Really terrible accuracy, but hey, I missed by 12%. I know, I'm inviting this as I just try and continually shoot the hardest target, but the hardest target is making everybody else a hard target. Sprint on forward with the Kitsutsuki is basically going to play as sort of a sacrificial lamb, I guess. Mockingbird. Don't think Mockingbird's going to be able to get into range with her Infernos, but if she can, that would be ideal. I see an 8.1% chance. 16 is what it is, or 12. Fire. Oh, we got a hit. And a little bit of a damage. So we hit with one of the Infernos out of 20. And also managed to nail it with one of the medium lasers. So its armor is quite vulnerable, and it will probably have to walk through fire once it actually starts to move, which is great. The Griffin moving off to the side will probably shoot at the Javelin. Oh, no, he didn't do anything. I was expecting fire on the Javelin to be incoming, but it did not happen. Paradox. Yeah, the Wolverine has a very obvious target, and I think you know exactly what it is. Gonna sprint on forward, get me a close in direct line of sight, or at least as close as we can get. That Zephyr will die eventually. We will make it so. Structure exposed, but it's not dead. And I don't think the Hachi already went, so that's not going to happen. So hopefully he will just walk over the fire and die, because he got 46 health left, and that's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with. I could have tasked the Burnaboy with taking care of him, but I didn't want to bother with that. I wanted to make sure that he was taking care of the turrets. We'll go after the heavy howitzer next. The light howitzer can go after that one. Or maybe, anyway. We've got some pretty... Oh, we got a carrier coming up, so that's going to be a problem. Especially if he's a Thunderbolt carrier, but if he was, he probably would have fired by now. Maybe AC-2s. We'll have to hope not. But things could go in any direction. 16. Do I have anybody else coming up? Howl is still coming up, of course. The Gladiator, which could take him out, you know, if we got a couple of good hits on him. I just don't think it's going to... Oh, and the Drillson's moving. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. He did take burn damage, which is great, so he'll be even weaker now. And running all the way in, nice and close on this one. We are going to sort of keep our pressure up on this thing. There we go. Just sort of sicked Howl on it. She took care of the whole thing in one salvo. So now that we've opened up the entire enemy force to retaliation, now that they don't have electronic countermeasure covering for them anymore. Oh, the Hawkmoth is... Hawkmoth? The Hawkmoth... No, it's a Yellow Jacket. The first one was a Hawkmoth. So the Yellow Jacket coming in. And a full-on Gauss rifle into the Shadehawk. So I guess the Shadehawk is getting a bit of a taste of its own medicine. That's unfortunate. However, it has enough armor to be able to handle it. Accurate artillery fire on the Javelin. Fortunately for us, it's not a ton of damage. And the Flea is zipping off onto the side at phase 23. Not sure if he's actually going to get involved in this combat. I mean, I don't have to hunt him down at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we just got to finish off the base. But still, I kind of want to just make sure I get everything that there is to be on offered. It's just energy and 2 unidentified, possibly tags, which, you know, could be nukes. Or there's also suicide fleas, which could be quite dangerous. Suicide weapons in this game are somewhat irritating because you can't use them effectively. The enemy can, but you can't. Accurate fire coming in on the Javelin, or at least from one of the medium lasers. Luckily for us, the pulse laser doesn't look like it can hit the broadside of a barn. Do not entice them. We've discussed this. Alright, so the Kitsutsuki's gun is no longer jammed, which means it can now start trying to fight down helicopters, which I hope that it'll be good at. I mean, it is a rotary autocannon too. It shoots a lot of bullets. Do I go all the way up to 6? Yeah, I didn't lose any accuracy by doing that. I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't lose any accuracy by going up to 6. So, rapid fire that sucker. Got 2 hits with it. Not bad. Did you jam the gun doing that, though? I bet you did. You didn't? Wow. Finn has gotten a little bit of... gotten a handle on that gun. It is now being dangerous. I should probably have the hammer take care of you. So we'll have the javelin rush on in and start causing problems for everybody else. Could actually rush long after that fleet. It is vulnerable. It may be fast, but I might be faster. Well, 28%. Let's go see. Oh, good accuracy on that one. And there goes the left torso and the left arm. So already a good couple of hits on that one. Mockingbird. Time to bring the hammer down on somebody who can fly. So actually you have shoot and scoot, right? Yeah. So target the Hawkmoth. Set this sucker to normal LRMs. Set it to SAM LRMs for that 51% accuracy. Oh, this is going to be fun. Hi, buddy. I came prepared for you. Knocked out of the sky. We no longer have to deal with the flying Gauss rifle. And we'll shift over slightly to the side to protect the hammer a little bit better. Death Crusade in the Hachi, designed for close range combat, and really to beat the people over the head with heavy weapons fire where available. Unfortunately, that's gonna be the shot. I don't like that shot. I want it closer, but that looked like it was better accuracy, so I'll take it. 75. How about if I want dead fires? Dead fires are 44. I'm not willing to risk that much, so we'll keep it on the Artemis, and we'll just unload with nice pinpoint accuracy, which has opened up his structure already. I do want to focus shots onto the side of this Griffin, because again, I think he's got an XL engine. Drillson rushing on forward with his SRMs. Those are very dangerous, should he actually get within range. And he's got to fire at the Kitsutsuki. Which, you know, after seeing the 6 rapid-fire shots at him, I'd be a little concerned, too. But luckily for us, that has been... Oh, he's got a split fire, too. A little bit of machine gun fire towards the Gladiator. Lucky for us, only one bullet managed to plink off the hull. So it's feeling pretty all right. Jester. Yeah, it's time to keep going. So we're going to hop, scotch, and rock. So here comes the hop. Here comes the scotch. And here comes the rock. Oh, yes. There is no more heavy turret. Don't have to deal with that crap anymore. All right, Paladin. On to you in the Shadowhawk. You did take a pretty nasty hit. Yeah, that's where that cannon shot hit. Do you have a shot angle on him? You have an obstructed side angle on him, which I am not particularly happy with. 51%. Can I get a little bit closer? 51%, but I think it'll be a little bit more accurate. We're going to risk it. We're not moving all that much, but 80%. And there it goes. That was the plan. That's 3 parts. At least, should be 4 actually, to a Griffin right there, which means we have built a Griffin by this mission. We're getting 5 parts too, which is lovely. Alright, so the Wolverine needs to start getting up and getting involved in this show. He actually has a couple of targets he can go for, which I'm going to test the flea. 20% of the flea. I'm really tempted to do it, but no thanks. We'll shoot the Phoenix Hawk. Getting a... Ooh, he's got AMS. He's got a personal AMS, not an advanced AMS. Because if he had an advanced AMS, he'd be shooting down other things. Or at least I believe that's how it works. Howl, it's time for you to come on forward and take care of this guy. You're going to sprint on up as much as you can. Still be on the low ground, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll see what we can get done. PPCs, and it looks like we've overwhelmed his AMS a little bit, and I think he may change his settings in the very near future. Rocket carrier incoming. Duck, Bruno boy! Oh, this is going to make him so unsteady. Oh boy!
They've blown past my arm.
On the bright side, he can't do that again. I don't think he can, right? Yeah, I don't think he could do that again. Oh, he can. Oh, he can. Right, so, I don't like using this, but I'm gonna use Vigilance to get rid of that evasion problem. How bad's your arm? Your arm is very bad. I'm actually really amazed that you managed to keep that up for so long. You're then gonna bounce on over here. Can I get to the water? I cannot get to the water. But that's beside the point. You're gonna bounce over here, you're gonna light this guy on fire, and dear God, that was terrifying. Like, words do not describe just how terrified I was the moment he started unleashing such a titanic barrage. We do need to keep that right side covered, so we're going to switch on over to the left. I will set myself up in the forest itself. This is going to overheat us. There's nothing that can be done about it. Well, we could not light him on fire, but where's the fun in that? Light this sucker. Okay, dealt with all the artillery. I do want to take out this rocket carrier before we can do anything else, because if he can get to my right side, he can probably blow off my arm without too much trouble. Good, you didn't shut down. You're right next to water. You'll hop into that next turn. It'll be absolutely fine. Trust me, I think. The Wolverine in a fairly decent position to open fire. No, I'm not going to waste on the 28%. I could fire at you, but that would absorb the fire from, you know, trying to kill you. So, I would rather waste the SRM-6 over you. I managed to get a couple of shots on through. Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't have shoot and scoot. Hammer, can I get a sprint going on? I can actually. It'll be fairly nice. Can get a fairly decent target on the Phoenix Hawk. Let's switch over to the actual... Wow, you just kind of suck. Why is this mech so bad? It should be, by all accounts, fairly awesome, but it's not. Well, let's give him some Infernos to make him think about what he needs to. Only 2 Infernos hit. That's unfortunate. I was hoping for a few more. I was hoping for a lot more. I was hoping for 4 at least in order to really cook this sucker a little bit, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Birda boy, you're going to be in recovery for a while, I think. Yeah, your temperature gauge is sort of off the board. Although your armor is super cheap because it's just standard armor. I didn't use the Endosteel. Chemical Fire, he is now on it. He's going to shoot the back. No, he's not. He's just going to sit there and shut off his mask, which, you know, probably a good idea unless it... No, it broke. He had the mask running and it shattered. So he's having a bit of a bad day. Coach, you have a shot? Is it a beautiful shot? It's not as beautiful a shot as it could be, so we're going to make it as beautiful of a shot as it can be. We're going to walk right up to the target. Hi, you're dead. Well, you might not be dead. I mean, if we missed like that. Finn! It's time to get the Katsugi involved in more combat. We need a target somewhere around here. Preferably that I can actually see, but that's not going to happen. Okay, I guess shoot from here because it's the best angle you can get. Rotary 6, what's 29, 29, 29... Rotary 5. 2 good hits on it, so 2 out of 5. Not the worst thing in the world. How's your gun? Not jammed. Although it might jam now, so we'll find out. Looked evasive and cover, and the gun is fine. So he's managed to jam once and rapid fire twice at a fairly high rate, so that's pretty good. So the Drillson, pretty dangerous. That's one of the reasons why I went after him, because he could risk the Burner Boy, and I don't want to risk the Burner Boy right now. This mech is too important to me right now. The entire reason why we went on this mission was because of that mech. Okay, Shadehawk. Do you actually have a shot just sitting here? You do. It's not all that great, though. So I'm going to shift over to the side. Actually, if I can get a side angle shot, that'll do. I've got triple angles on everybody. So, good, good, amazing, good. Hit that Drillson, nailed him with the Gauss rifle. Not a bad job at all. Shadehawk managing to almost penetrate that frontal armor. In fact, there's almost nothing left in that frontal armor. Oh, enemy turn. I was like, who are we waiting on? So, phase 17, Howl still has to go. Howl always seems to move quite slow. Her tactics are 6, which is a bit odd to me. I would have expected more. Ooh, a little bit of lightning outside. Hopefully it will not interrupt the broadcast, because otherwise I don't want to do it. Or I don't want to have to re-record. This battle is going really well. I don't want to lose it. Let's hop to it, gentlemen, and let's see what sort of accuracy we can get on a target that didn't move. 75% you say. How about if I wanted over Deadfires? 57% you say. I think I'll keep it on SRM6. Penetrating hits, no actual breakage, which is a little disappointing. So the reason why I'm focusing on the vehicles is because the vehicles were quite dangerous. However, you, on the other hand, are now standing right in front of me. Oh, double good accuracy with the PPCs, as well as a decent follow-up with the SRMs. We'll continue to just sort of waltz around. Our miniature Black Knight in the Gladiator is a fairly phenomenal piece of tech. Looks like that gun carrier left. Good. Okay, lovely. Get into the water. Get into the water now. So what you're going to do is you're going to shift down over here. Again, we're trying to protect our right side. So in the nice chill water, and flamer. Can I shoot any flamers at the end of this? I can shoot 1. That actually is enough to burn us. Unless we missed, of course, which, you know, could happen. However, the building has been acquired. So hopefully it should be a nice and easy kill at that point. Shadehawk! His weak is to the front, so really, ideally, what I should be engaging that thing with is somebody who's packing, well, a lot of missiles. Paradox in the Wolverine, maybe not so much. Death Crusade and the Hachi, however, is the perfect choice. So we'll just basically line up right on top of you. 99% chance. Let's go find out when we go. Full on Deadfire. 93, I'll take it. And it's dead. Oh, is it dead. And the Hachi can now start chasing after that rocket carrier, which still apparently has some missile launchers, which is unfortunate. Paradox. Yeah, the Wolverine's actually in a fairly decent position to do the following. So we'll just sort of line up this shot. Oh, it's gonna be lovely. So first shot's on you, second shot's on you, and we'll bravo that. And let's open fire. A perfect shot right over the shoulder of the Javelin, managed to core him out, and then a couple of missiles on in. 3 shot down by AMS. The Paladin can now move in for the follow-up in the Shadehawk. And I kind of want to get to the side angle on him, just in order to, you know, try and get another XL engine crit, which I think he's vulnerable to. Not sure on that, but I do think he is. 70%. Okay.
My internals are taking a beating.
That was not good. Didn't expect that. I figured the 70% chance would have no trouble clearing that, but apparently not the case. So that's bad. Let's go after this guy to see if we can't make the Phoenix Hawk regret the fact that he is here. Also, in order to quickly protect the Wolverine. Because that's bad. Oh, that's a lot of bad. Please don't shoot the back of the Wolverine. Just duck. 28%. You know what? I'm just going to shoot 3 times.
Copy that.
No hits on that one, but nobody else got hit. Nobody friendly got hit, so there's that. So basically, we kind of screwed ourselves over a little bit with the Wolverine. The Wolverine repair is going to be extra long because of that. Because the penetrating hit on through the back of the Wolverine's armor is not okay. However, if that Phoenix Hawk moves behind the Wolverine, like so,
Watch the flank.
he can kill it. Okay, it was just a gyro kit and a jump jet.
This isn't looking too good.
It's fine. You'll be fine. We'll kill this guy now. Don't worry about it. I've got everything under control. Sprint, more or less. Apparently, sprinting and walking, there's very little difference, so we'll just walk it. Hi. Yeah, you jumped, but you're not all that great. I don't know if you know this, but... And another couple of hits. There goes his entire left arm, which is taking care of his machine guns and a medium laser. He is feeling a bit unsettled, which is good. Mockingbird, coming with the hammer, because this is sort of your show now. Because you were designed with this sort of attack in mind. I don't know if they just don't get accuracy bonuses or what. Fire!
This is good.
All the fire. Plus 1 heat, 40, plus 4 heat, or 4 missiles hit, so plus 41 heat, which is great. Or is it double that? Might be double that. He's feeling a bit stressed, so we might be able to get him eject if we do things in the right way. The Javelin could come up here and just rip off his other arm, which is incredibly tempting. I need to get to his left side, though, because his left side is open and he doesn't have an arm to get in the way, so this will mostly guarantee a kill.
Firing.
If, of course, we can hit. We got the plink on him, which is wonderful. Howl, you tend to, you know, murderize people quite good. So I would appreciate it quite much if you could get a sign on the shot. Was that it? That's gotta be it. Get our camera angle back up higher. So gonna waltz our way through right next to the fire. I think you're dead. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's dead. I mean, I could have tried to go for the ejection, but I don't really think it would have been worth it. Mockingbird can now come around in the hammer, and if Mockingbird can get a line of sight on the target, which she can. Hi, you've got more Infernos, and he's got targets. 80%, that's what we're looking for. Light him on all the fire. Whole ton of Inferno has just messed with him, and he explodes. Lovely. Alright, so now let's just wipe out the base, I guess. The Kitsutsuki can turn around and immediately try and flatten the building. I will shoot 5 times, because that's how many plus a little couple of failures. There we go. Machine Gun Billy. I don't know where that one came from. The Kitsutsuki is a lot of fun. It means woodpecker, in case you were wondering. Because I figured that was quite appropriate when dealing with somebody who is, you know, beating the ever-loving crap out of things. Can I get all the way heat back up? I can. I love this mech. This mech is so wonderful. It just crumbles everything.
Target destroyed.
Right, one more building and we got this taken care of. Let's get the Shadehawk can't kill it. The Hachi actually can. Because the Hachi has an impressive amount of firepower with these dead fires. Watch. Yeah. Shadehawk is great for knocking down a mech, for getting a good penetrating hit or a through armor critical. Not so great at wiping out buildings, because it's only got the one gun, which I like the one gun that it's got, and it's a lot of pinpoint damage, but it's only one gun. Now, yes, there's probably better ways you can build that Phoenix Hawk, I know, but this is the best way to build the Phoenix Hawk, I think, in the way that we have the temperature for. What I really actually wanted to do on it was put an ultra autocannon on it. Unfortunately, I didn't have the ammo for it. Alright, so we managed to make a little bit extra cash, 285,740 after expenses. The Burner Boy and the Wolverine are going to require some serious tender loving care. The Wolverine was my own fault. Really, it was Shade's fault. But so we'll grab Griffins, 2 Griffin parts, and more of these guys. This Blackwell Gauss rifle is everywhere. The last time I looked at the store, and we saw this in the last double, there were 11 of the darned things. It's a little bit too much. That'll build us a Griffin right there. It'll actually build us the right Griffin for the DS. I'm not really all that interested in light Gauss rifles. They weigh as much as clan Gauss rifles and they deal 25 less damage, which is not really all that good. A whole bunch of medium lasers, rockets, SRM-2s, which are mostly worthless in my opinion. I seriously don't know the point of the SRM-2. Could grab 2 tags, not going to do that. Case, cockpit basics, a whole bunch of fusion cores. Fusion cell, which is always interesting because your engine goes up 1.6 times, but you generate negative 60% heat. I can imagine with certain builds that actually might not be terrible. In fact, maybe even some urban mechs that wouldn't be all that terrible, because if you could just pump it up with tons of like PPCs or something, so much less heat. Anyway, ferrofibrous, which I think we actually need. Yeah, we do have a requirement for it. We do have a Guardianesium, so I don't quite need that. A whole bunch of heat sinks and double heat sinks. Sensor basics, double Gauss, which I like. Because it's incredibly efficient. It allows you to have like 12 rounds, right? 20 rounds, I'm sorry, way better than 12 rounds, which is not terrible at all, considering you normally get 8 per ton, so you get 4 additional rounds, which is amazing, and I love it to absolute death. I could grab more SRM Inferno ammo. Unfortunately, I recently bought 4 of them, and so that didn't work out. Deadfire LRMs is really tempting. I don't have any. I kind of want some. I want to put them on the hammer, actually, but I'm not sure I have the tonnage for it. Ammo AMS, I bought 4 recently, so it would have been nice to have that at that point in time. I think I'll grab the Pharaoh, just because we kind of need it. It'll open up more stuff. Tempted to grab the Guardian, but we already got one, so I don't really need it too badly. 215 rated fusion core would be super small for this. This normally has a 275, which, you know, is a pretty good fusion core, but I don't have a way of replacing that. Tags, no. I already have 2 of them anyway. These are the rockets that we got nailed with. Oh, this was terrifying. Oh, the rocket packs were what was doing it. Okay, I see how you're working. So he had rocket packs and rockets. And the rocket packs were the things that were allowing him to have more ammunition after the end of that. We don't need the LRM-20s. They're too... Yes, they are 10 tons. Okay. Wait a second. Isn't that too heavy? Large pulse lasers, on the other hand, really interesting. I have one. I could grab 2. Or a gas rifle or an AMS. I recently picked up an advanced... Well, we recently picked up the ammo for an advanced AMS, so I'm kind of tempted to grab that. The Fleetport, no. Blackwell gas rifle to put me back up to 2 so I can cram it into a single mech, no. I'm going to grab the Phoenix Arc part. Alright, so we got more Griffin parts, which is lovely. So we're going to have really close to having another Griffin. A large laser, LRM-15. Small laser, SRM-2, useless. 185 fusion core, mostly useless. Additional standard fire control systems, useless. Ammo AMS is good. Did I get the AMS? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I can see it right there, which is unfortunate. Heavy rifle, worthless. Okay, worthless. And okay. Alright, so not amazing. Not an amazing pickup, but we are... Okay, I gotta back that up. We got a mech. Which you can't really say that it wasn't a good mission if you got a 55-ton mech. That's the best weight... Well, it's one of the best weight classes anyway. I prefer the 70s because I like heavy mechs a little bit more than mediums, but the 55-tonners are insanely efficient. They're such a good mech. And we're going to have to build a Griffin, which normally is equipped with large lasers, or a whole bunch of lasers. It had a large pulse laser, I believe 2 mediums to back that up. It's a Griffin 1S, I think, except upgraded with modern technology. Modern, I say that, post-clan invasion technology. So pulse lasers, XL engines, the whole 9 yards on that. So I believe the normal 1S is an LRM-10? Or is it an LRM-5? I think it's an LRM-10. Large laser, 2 medium lasers. And that's the upgraded version. Alright, so Steiner taking a couple of systems, and Rosselhawk still existing and stealing from Steiner. 46,000 for the next 8 days. It's a little bit unfortunate. Wasn't wanting to take that much damage on that. But we do have another mission we will be able to grab, hopefully before the end of the month. We did, unfortunately, have pretty bad damage on the Wolverine, which will need an additional repair on that one. The Shadowhawk is 14 days from being actually designed and built. We can work on 3 things at one time, which is a lot of fun. So that'll get us done with things. That's the Mockingbird Chester Howl. Wolverine is 1 more day. Stop. Come over to the mech bay. So oh yeah, we got to build the gosh darn thing. Well, we didn't have the mech bay open anyway, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. We're going to come over here and we shall repair that. And then give me an additional jump jet because I carry like 10 of them. Okay, good. So that took the crit that could have gone other places, which is not bad. So we'll take 1 day and 700 Seavils, which is not too terrible for, you know, what we accidentally did to him. And of course, Burner Boy feeling perfectly fine with all of his flamers. I love this mech so much. Alright, so let's go grab that brand new Griffin DS out of storage. Ready it up. 5 parts from storage. She's ready to go. The 1DS variant of the Griffin was built by Defense Industries, Callan Industries, and Norse Battle Mech Works from the respective production lines starting in 3049, which was intended to become the new standard model for the Federated Commonwealth. The engine was upgraded from the Hermes to a Hermes 275 extra-light engine, 14 double heatsinks, improved cooling, and the weapons were stripped from the chassis. The mech now carries a Doombud LRM-20 launcher over the right shoulder and a Thunderbolt 12 large pulse laser in the right arm, not to be confused with the Thunderbolt missile launcher. It was also employed case to protect the 2 tons of missile reload stored in the left torso, and the capture of Norse BattleTech mech on Marduk by the Draconis Combine meant that this variant was also employed by the Draconis Combine mustered solidarity or soldiery. We haven't done Yang in a really long time, so it felt like stumbling all over the words, but that's okay. So we still have 2 Griffin parts to build in sometime soon. But hello, welcome to the party, the brand new Griffin. Okay, so you're a single shoulder Griffin instead of the dual shoulder Griffins, which I kind of like, actually. I like a little bit of the asymmetry going on there. The double shoulders make them look a bit hunched, which is ironic because, you know, the hunchback. So we did not save the double heatsink kit, but we did save a couple of double heat sinks, the case, the jump jets, and the XL engine. No. So, let's, first things first, let's go actually figure out what we get out of this thing. The LRM-20, of course, is not going to fit in this thing anymore. You may have noticed I no longer have an MML-20. It has disappeared. Well, aside, of course, from the pirate one, which I wouldn't put on this thing. Recoil times 10. I don't know how much this thing recoils anyway, because it doesn't say. I need to actually bug people to check. So, MML firing 20 missiles, hacked together 3 different launchers. So 10 times jam multiplier, but it doesn't say what it jams by, so I don't know. But it weighs 14 tons, which is pretty gosh darn heavy. However, even that LRM-20, which is somewhat unfortunate. However, we'll have other plans for it. Let's go engines. Yeah. No. We also don't. Well, we might use the engine heatsink, so let's go grab a core. And it should have a fairly decent sized core. I'd love to. Well, if I wanted to throw another 275 back into this thing, I'd have 5 tons for weaponry. Well, I don't need case, and I don't need the LRM ammunition. I don't need these double heat sinks, because that just becomes a problem. It's already got a single heatsink internal, which obviously... Oh, and he's got a large pulse laser, so he actually already has quite a bit of kit on board, despite other problems. So a large pulse laser, I'm actually not opposed to it. The problem is he doesn't have the double heatsink to keep making it work. Unfortunately, we're out of double heatsink kits. I do have, you know, other normal types of heatsinks, but that's not going to be a thing. So normally we'd lean on ballistics, but we ain't got no ballistics. We've got 3 energy and 3 missiles and a support. Less than ideal, to say the least. So we may end up having to cram the thing back in there, but I really, really don't want to, and I will attempt to not as much as possible. Show the gyro in there, so we can't lean on ballistics, which is really kind of painful because we don't have the heat for much else. The large pulse laser is going to generate how much heat? 30 heat. Yeah, can't do that. 17 tons of pod space so far. I could probably add on another jump jet just in order to, you know, give us jump jets all around. Throw that there, throw that there. Jets temporary. I've got 2.5 tons invested in jump jets because I like to have the additional maneuverability. It's a lot of fun. All right, weapons. SRMs or LRMs. SRMs give me 2, 4, and 6, well, along with the MMLs, the streaks, and the MML. Other one, I'm regretting not having an MRM. Can't go the flamer path because I've already used them. Obviously can't go the PPC path because the PPCs are boilers, and I can't really handle it. Could go with a triple medium laser and some missiles. That seems like incredibly weak. You got no ballistic slots, so we can't carry that anyway. Tag might be an option. We've got two support slots, 1 on each arm, which could be a little bit helpful. Melee Griffin? That seems odd. I mean, there's nothing stopping it. It's not like it has quirks anymore in order to stop or prevent it from doing that. Could throw on the advanced AMS. I kind of want to get an advanced AMS on a shoulder mount just to protect a little bit better. I could throw on a Thunderbolt 10. Do I have ammo for the Thunderbolt 10? I don't think that I do. We will get another mission in today, don't worry. So I'm just going to look over things. Yeah, we do have some Thunderbolt ammunition. So that would be 6 rounds of shooting plus HE gives me 12 rounds of shooting. And then we've got a Thermobolt as well. So big missile? I mean, we don't normally take Thunderbolts for a reason. AMS completely shuts them down, but it's only 6 tons. So 6 tons in order to get effectively an AC-10, which, you know, the normal AC-10 is 12 tons, so that's not bad. How much is the heat on this thing? 13, that's also not terrible. So if we then go to lasers, what we could then do is, do I have a large? Could actually cram 2 large lasers. I wouldn't have room for ammunition, but I could. If I stripped off 4 jump jets, I would even more have ammunition for that. There's my large lasers. So if I wanted to, I could do something like that. The heat efficiency immediately goes garbage, and I can't actually manage to keep that going. Oh, the pain of not actually having more of those. So what we could do is get ourselves a rotary medium laser, which is it's a joke from something else, but that might end up working. Oh, that's really not good. That's really not good. Oh, I could cram in SRM 18. I mean, that is an option. We have the SRMs for it. Oh, we don't. Even worse. Okay, so we don't actually have enough SRMs in order to make SRM 18 work on that one. But I'm kind of into the idea. 8 tons. Equipment. don't think it's going to need Pharaoh or Endo. Cockpit mods, I could give it a improved fire control system, just straight up. We'll give the improved fire control system unless I see something better. I don't want to give it the Predator, because the Predator's got to go on something special, and this ain't special. Comm suite for improved tactics, sensor recon, oh no, sensors accuracy. Help out the Thunderbolt as much as we can. And then the life supports, because I don't have any life support systems in the moment. I could go case. I'm thinking about going case, because case would be helpful. And not going to do a patchwork materials, I don't think. May strip off a couple of jump jets for this one. So anyway, ammo for that Thunderbolt. It'll be both. So I need, etc. So Thunderbolts, HE. I don't need that. Well, may as well have it. Then we also need to go in for weapon support, not tag, AMS. Throw on the advanced AMS system over there, which takes up a lot more tonnage than I thought it did. We will remove the thermal because I don't see that being particularly useful. And then we will go and give ourselves ammunition for that AMS. A single ton. 0.9 tons could give me, more health or survivability. I don't think jumping is going to be super important on this mech. I'll keep it with 2 jump jets in order to avoid certain problems. But other than that, I think that'll be okay. And with the rest of the tonnage, I could armor up. I will give it a second ton of ammo. So we've got case on the side in order to keep the mech protected. Any other equipment I can throw on here? Oh yes, a Guardian. I need 1.5 tons, so strip that. Put the Guardian ECM in order to give it more defensive sensor systems. And don't need the mass, don't need Solar Sparks, so we will throw the rest of the tonnage into a little bit more defense. So give it another 10 tons there, 10 tons there. Oh, 10 points, not tons. Give it some back cover, because I'm really uncomfortable with that being so light. And that would end it, so we will send the rest into the CT in small amounts. There we go, 2 more points there. 21 days to build that. I'm going to be honest, I don't like it. I don't want to use an XL gyro on that. I really don't. It was 1.6 tons. Pull these jump jets off. 6.5 tons. Throw the case off. 1.5 tons. There. So a little less safe than it otherwise used to be. We will put this over here just to make sure that it doesn't... That if we lose this torso, that we don't suddenly have no ammunition left anymore on this side, which does put all your eggs in one basket. But that kind of defines the Griffin sort of in general. We don't have any additional cooling, which was a big hurter on this one. This will keep this mech fairly chill. Well, not chill, but fairly fine. Generating 7 heat. I'll keep the +1 just in order to make it a little bit better on this one. But yeah, that'll be where we'll leave it. Take us 20 days to do that one. Unfortunately, we'll need more stuff in order to build this to be a better mix. But for now, once we actually get it on the field, I'm sure we're going to tweak it and modify it a little bit more. We've been going a bit missile heavy though, so I may end up rebuilding the Shadowhawk to be a little bit different than what it's currently rigged for. But now that we've got that out of the way, pull you down. You are another 1 day on the Wolverine. So we will take 1 day over. Hey, they're done. Quick check on the barracks. Make sure no pilot has actually managed to level up. We're doing a little bit more extra stuff today, it seems like. Normally we try and just avoid getting this stuff done. There we go. Coach will not be able to use the Kitsuzuki. And Death Crusade is fine. Finn! Ha! Finally! Oh, I've wanted this for so long. He finally has sensor lock. So we have our first sensor lock pilot, which is really going to be helpful. Paladin can also level up. He can start moving towards more health. No, thank you. Range increase would be not terrible, but I think 30. Paladin's currently driving the Phoenix or the Shadehawk. Oh. Kind of want to get somebody up to Berserker, even though I don't have a Berserker mech. I want it sort of in the back pocket. I'll have to think a little bit more on that. Meanwhile, you, on the other hand, are also getting awfully gosh darn close to sensor lock, which will be a lot of fun. Do you have any other abilities you can get, Max? This is the sprint. Sprint is super important. So the max sprint going up makes him even quicker. Showboat has not leveled up Paladin. Ooh, this is actually a pretty rough choice because the additional sensor range is not all that useful. I'm going to give you this for the range. For the range bonus on that one. That'll make the Gauss rifle just a little bit better. Alright, and let's go grab that other contract. It's going to be a little bit of an easier mission. It's only going to be 2 skull. But we shall take the bait. And we'll take it for all the stuff they have to offer. Alrighty, make sure we file in the rest of the mechs. The hammer, of course, leads the lance. The javelin is quite quick. I am getting more and more... I enjoy the Kitsuzuki quite a bit. And then, of course, the Hachi into the tail. A couple of these mechs are going to be disappearing soon. Hammer with Mockingbird. That means Finn goes in the Kitsuzuki. Although, really, he should go in something a little bit faster. He has sensor lock, which is pretty gosh darn good. Well, there's going to be times when the Kitsuzuki's going to be all jammed out, so that's not going to be too big of a problem. Death Crusade, and then Coach, and let's go. So turning that around immediately into another mission. Going to make a little bit more cash, or, well, stuff on this one. And we'll have this planet done, probably not next time, but the time after, it looks like. We are starting to blitz our way through. That'll also get a couple of our mechs back. We'll have 2 more 55-tonners, which will be really helpful, which will drastically increase our top-edge tonnage, because that'll give us 4 55-tonners, which means in the second lance, it's going to be 2 45-tonners and 2 30-tonners. So that's not terrible at all. If I manage to find another Nova, I can... Ooh, that would be amazing. I need one more Nova part, and I sold the Nova part that I had. I had 2 Nova parts, I think it was for Fury, and I could use them in order to build the Nova that I have right now, but I sold them because we were a bit light on cash and I didn't want to take missions for money. So sue me. I really like taking missions for stuff. Getting salvage is so much more satisfying than getting just a cash payout, because the cash payout's boring. Nobody wants the cash payout. Okay, that's not true. People want the cash payout, but still, cash payout, boring. Anyway, take the bait. Commander, the planetary government is tracking an extremely heavy mech with pirate heraldry. This provocation is almost certainly bait for a trap. We'd like you to spring this trap, engage the heavy mech, intercept the forces the local pirate organization sends to defend it, and destroy all of them. This will be a 13 priority salvage, 286,800 sea bills for 2 skulls of difficulty, and let us begin. So let's see exactly what's about to happen to these people. Oh, we're spawning basically right on top of them, and we're also spawning on top of a mountain. Please don't get me stuck. I don't think we are. I think this is the mouth of that valley. Yes, I believe so. Anyway, Finn, get the Kitsuzuki running. We'll rush all the way forward as quickly as we can. We've identified... I like dragons. From an aesthetic perspective, you must understand. Dragons look really cool. They look... so classic BattleTech. They're just not all that great. For a 60-tonner, the dragons are a little bit disappointing. Not gonna lie. We've also identified a cargo truck off in the distance. Let's try not to jam this gun too fast, shall we? So 4 shots, wasn't able to connect with one. Was kind of hoping I would get at least the one. Maybe should have laid the sensor lock down. I mean, that probably would have been a little more useful. Did you jam the gun? That is the other major question of the day. You didn't. Lovely. All right, run the javelin forward. We're going to get up close and personal with you, my friend. We're not going to find the rockets so soon, which will keep our temperature nice and low, and we can just blitz you with everything I've got. No actual connection to that one, which is a little disappointing. By a little, I mean a lot disappointing, because I kind of wanted to touch him and make him not there. Death Crusade in the Hachi. Now, if he's like most dragons, he's not going to have many defenses. Well, no, that's not true. Most dragons are armored to the gills. They are quite sturdy beasts. Not going to fire. We'll just start saving our people. Should have laid down the sensor lock. But I wanted to see. I had to see. Couldn't stop myself from attempting to see. 30% is not bad. Not bad for a turn 1 shot, is what I meant. But I think you all understood that. Paradox, bring the Wolverine forward. Just actually, it really shouldn't get that close. So we'll swing on over here. Take aim, 20%. Hey, we got first blood. Or at least first touch. And now time for the Burner Boy. Now, the Burner Boy does get to ignore a little bit of the enemy's evasion, but we're not close enough. So tag, you're not his. So we didn't manage to connect with him, but that's all of our mechs, I believe. Oh no, the Gladiator still has to move. Let's not forget, you know, the biggest and baddest of the wielders, the Hammer and the Gladiator. Just so many mechs, so difficult to keep track of, which is amazing. I'm super happy about, don't get me wrong. But it does appear that somebody fired a cannon at me and did manage to nail me with some Inferno. So a little bit disappointing, although that's an Inferno-mounted dragon. I mean, I approve. I mean, that makes a heck of a lot of sense, but somewhat confused. So let's just rush on forward now, because I think he's fired already. He decided not to move. Oh, yeah, he did. Everything on. Let's make him have some pain. Can someone please get a headshot on him with some really good shots? Oh, apparently we've managed to already cut through his structure. That does not seem like you are a very healthy mech. We're just going to rush on forward, I guess. And I could just fire the LRMs at you. It's 90%. If I switched over to SRMs, we're not in range. So LRMs to you, sir. Oh, just scattered all over the place. And medium laser destroyed. Did we make him unsteady? It looks like we're close. And he's unsteady. Okay, we might even be able to knock him down if we just run up to him in the next round. Incoming missiles onto the javelin. Must did not connect, although we managed to brush aside some of the foliage. Foliage. Cargo truck moving on forward. So what is that? A warrior helicopter. Not all that dangerous. They could be, but I don't think warriors normally are. And coach. No, Jester. Oh, absolutely, Jester. Hi, buddy. I'm about to get behind you, because I want to freak you out a little bit more than you otherwise want to be. Hi. Oh, the fire. So much fire. Plus 80 heat. Now, he's not having a good day. Oh, wow. Apparently, he decided he was just going to keep on blitzing. Buddy.
Try aiming next time. See what
Don't
you get.
do things that would make me, not be able to kill you easily. Okay, he's going to move slightly to the side, which, I suppose he can do. Heat critical. Override shutdown successful. Unfortunate. Alright, so I guess Coach is just going to rush in behind him some more, and we'll give him some more pain.
I'm there.
Hello, buddy. I have rockets. Rockets. Oh. Okay, so we overheated him because we... Plus 574 heat. Jeez, that was painful to him. However, he has been dealt with. That'll be 4 parts to a dragon, please. And then whatever you happen to be. So that's not terrible. I mean, we're going to pick up most of a dragon on this one, which, not bad. It's a 60-ton mech. Which I suppose if you're going to get into heavies, a 60-ton is not the worst way to begin. Do we fire at you? I will fire 3 times. Oh, you hit! I was like, is that last shot actually going to make it? And it did. The Hachi can just rush on forward. Probably won't actually get a line of sight, but I think the hammer might. And the hammer has SAM LRMs, which makes it quite useful for this sort of thing. Unfortunately, Mockingbird is not up yet. The Shadehawk also has proven itself to be a fairly decent anti-aircraft platform. Not the Shadehawk, I'm sorry. Well, the Shadehawk has on occasion, but I meant the Wolverine did. So, still getting used to all of our mechs. Shepherding all the little ones. Paradox is in the Wolverine, that's what we're talking about. No line of sight for Paradox, unfortunately, so we'll have to shoot up next turn. And then Howl can come on in. And has proven to be incredibly accurate, but I doubt the PPCs will range out that far. I mean, they're fairly solid. She's got a pair of snubs, but yeah, 3.3, we're just going to let it settle. No sense in wasting fire at a chance that low. Got a Hetzer with a laser. Okay, so it's not a dangerous Hetzer. It's got 4 medium lasers, which is incredibly dumb. It's possibly the worst version of the Hetzer, because at least the LRM-20 Hetzer can keep you at super long range to try and deal with you, but the laser Hetzer has to get on top of you. And that's just not a safe place to be for a wheeled vehicle. A little bit of incoming fire on the burner boy. Nothing too serious so far. He's feeling a bit unsettled, though. So I can feel a little bit sorry for him, but come on. A RogueTech. Gonna open fire with a whole bunch of rockets. And... oh, wow. Chaff and blinding flares. Okay, that actually worked out pretty well for you. So, unfortunate, because some of those are actually fairly decent, somewhat close-range mix. And I will rush the javelin on over here. It's going to be an obstructed shot, but we're going to take it anyway. Potentially. Oh, yeah, we're going to take it anyway. It's the only shot I've got. So we did manage to tag him. That'll make everybody else's life just a little bit easier. Jester can't engage the helicopter anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rush out here as fast as we can. Stay in cover just in order to keep things under control. I will lob the Hetzer. Why not? We missed. It was 5% difference. It's not the biggest thing in the world. But hopefully we can come in and finish everybody off soon. The Hachi has Artemis. Unfortunately, the Hachi is not going to be able to get an unobstructed line of sight, which, kind of sucks. Here, have some Artemis. Hey, we got a couple of hits actually on that one, so that has reduced most of his armor. Finn with the Kitsutsuki can get a line of sight, which is good. Long-range fire support? Sure, why not? Ramp that sucker.
Here it comes.
And got it. So managed to shoot it down with one of its 5 bursts, which was excellent. Exactly how we designed it to. Well, not quite exactly how we designed it to be, but it does work out quite well in that form. We're going to rush out over here to make sure that we try and not shoot the burner boy in the back, because Shade apparently has a bit of a problem with that. And shattered in one shot. Gauss rifle meet Toyota Hilux. Actually, no, they're clearly not Toyota Hiluxes. If they were... Never mind, it's clearly a Toyota Hilux. Fire.
Confirmed.
And now we've taken care of that. I was like, wait a second. Okay, so we're also dealing with one other person. I'm willing to bet he's probably stuck off map somewhere, so that's going to be a bit unfortunate for him. Or maybe he's somewhere close that we can get to, because that would be ideal. So rush on forward with the hammer, and we'll just start laying down some long-range missile fire. It'll make him panic a little bit, One hit, and the rest of it was just kind of for show, but we were kind of expecting that anyway. Rush on forward, get that direct line of sight if you can. ECM protection going down, and double tap.
Have some of this.
Some long... Oh, are you in the reverse slope? I think you are. We may have identified a number 4. Yes, we've got a Hetzer and a Scorpion. Okay, so both incredibly ignorable. So we're going to be able to loot pretty much everything out of the Dragon because nothing else here was worth anything. So the Hetzer opening fire with his blistering array of heavy weapons. And another pair of medium lasers from the Scorpion. Not even like an Ultra Autocannon 5 Scorpion. That would be useful. Because then I could, you know, get stuff off of him. Like ammunition. Alright, is it Javelin? We'll just rush on in. Because at this point, we've mostly got this handled. Shoot the Scorpion. It is a light tank after all. A lot of misses out of Coach. Coach seems to be consistently missing a lot. So his luck doesn't appear to be all that good. Could target you. Better target on you. Good shooting on that one. So the Hetzer is getting pretty badly damaged. The Paladin can come up as well in the Shadehawk. Can't get that close, actually. If we do, we will be too close for the Gauss Rifle to handle. So it does have a minimum range we need to keep in mind. Rushing on over here. We've got a Silent Shot 52 versus 67. Shoot him. Structure exposed, and apparently we're now all feeling very inspired because of that amazing display. We shall rush on forward, and then I'm going to lay down the sensor lock because my gun is jammed. You know, it's as good a reason as any to lay down the sensor lock. I just think that actually synergizes quite nicely. And he's done. So sensor lock has gone down, making everybody's lives a heck of a lot easier. Then we'll just rush Howl on forward. I'm kind of saving him, if you may not have noticed. Oh, wow, that was actually really terrible. A couple of PPCs managed to not actually connect at all, and they had a really good chance of making it happen. Death Crusade can bring forward with the Hachi. Hopefully, you know, the Hachi can actually get within close enough range in order to do something. Although it's not looking all that good. We're going to have to stick at a little bit longer range than I otherwise would prefer. 80% for the 64. I really kind of want to just take you out. Please stop shooting the javelin in the back. Like, that didn't even look accidental at that point. The Mockingbird will take care of, but Jester, the whole plan here was to basically do this and finish off the Hetzer and that round of shooting, and then we would do this, and it'd look glorious in the way that it often does. So we're just going to have to hopefully rely upon... Do you have reverse legs? Huh. Anyway, with any luck, she'll break it somehow with her LRMs, but I don't know. It's only 51%. Lobbing it over the shoulder of the people. And a lot of systems damaged, but nothing destroyed. So he is actually going to get another round to exist, which is unfortunate. Because he's got 4 medium lasers. I mean, they're not the greatest 4 medium lasers ever, but they're 4 medium lasers. So he could actually deal a lot of damage, especially, you know, if you get behind the javelin and start riddling him full of laser fire. And no, he's going to hide like a coward and shoot at the Shadehawk. Probably not your best decision there, man. Okay, time to end it to this turn. I just don't think he's going to be able to pull anything out of it this time. So we're going to rush on over here. Hello, my buddy. Hello, my friend. Hello, my sunshine. Okay, got some penetrations on that one. The reason why we moved over there is, again, I didn't want to shoot in the back. Okay, Jester's got it. Jester's got it.
No problem.
Light him up.
Firing all weapons.
And you cease to exist. I love the fact that these flamers are so gosh darn effective against vehicles. They really make life so much better for you. Like, I was not certain if I was going to use flamers at all in this playthrough, just because flamers kind of sucked for anti-mech work, at least from what I had initially been looking at. But you know what? Now with the new overheat mechanics, or at least turn-on mechanics, that's a little bit better. And the fact that they just murder vehicles and buildings is just amazing. I love it. All right, we managed to make 205,820 minus, you know, repair costs that we will eventually have to pay. No penetrating hits this time, although the javelin did get shot in the back a couple of times and in the front a few times, so not exactly unscathed. What? Only 1 dragon part? Oh, that's so dumb. J Fletchers, a whole ton of medium lasers, a rocket pack 15, 140 British fusion core, fire control system standard, normal heat sinks out the wazoo, precision AC5 ammo. That was your big thing? Wow. This, oh, it's just a 1R. I thought this was going to be something special. But no, that's just pretty pathetic. Okay. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. Could be way worse. Chaff countermeasures, they take up a support slot that weigh super nothing. And they, how many reloads on this? 5, is it? 3 salvos for 0.25 tons, who can complain. The medium lasers are totally worthless. The rocket pack 15, I'm kind of tempted to lean into. We'll think about it. Fusion cores are probably where it's at. Because the standard fire control system, a whole bunch of heat sinks. A precision AC5 ammo we can only use if we use an AC5, but we don't want to use AC5s. We want to use Ultra AC5s because they're way, way better. Well, we got the AC5. Did we get the cannon for it? We did not. So we got the AC5. Great. I already had one. Well, now we have 2. And an SRM6 and a pair of fusion cores. It could have been worse. I mean, the repairs are really going to tell me how bad this is actually going to be. As long as it's not more than like 2 days, then that's okay. Well, really, as long as it's not more than it takes for my pilots to get back. I really need to invest in a medical bay just in order to sort of support that a little bit more. As they get higher in rank, you'll notice that they're spending more and more time not in the fight, which is not great. So we want to take care of that as soon as possible. However, that would mean taking missions for money. I don't like taking missions for money. Taking missions for money sucks. Not gonna lie. Hate it. Despise it. I think it's terrible. However, I do have a whole bunch of XL engines that I may end up just selling because we sort of have moved away from XL engines because we've started hitting heavies or mediums and 55-ton mediums, which I really don't feel comfortable putting XL engines inside of. It just seems like a really dumb idea because XL engines inside these mechs makes them incredibly weak. So it's successfully done there. 2-day repair for 8,529, so not terrible. So we can work that out soon, or at least finish that out soon. According to the repairs, yeah, Javelin's going to take 2 days. And Shadowhawk, we're going to get a little bit more work on, which is not terrible at all. Run forward 3 days. And stop. So all of our mechs should be back and in, well, mostly tip-top condition. Building the Griffin, the Gladiator can come up here. I'm not sure why it's down there. But yeah, that'll work out. Not too terrible at all. We now have a grand total of 12 mechs, and we can field 8 of them at a time, which is really fun. So we've got an entire company's worth of mechs. We'll have to figure out what we want to do more in the future, but yes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, we got 4 mediums, although this medium kind of... Oh, no, not this one. This one kind of sort of sucks. It's such a terrible mech. And I may redesign it, like, now. I'm going to have to think on that. We have 17 days in order to make another 151,000 Seabills or so in order to be totally ready to go. However, we will probably take a couple of missions just for cash in order to take care of things. Oh yeah, we're also going to just check the faction store because, you know, I try and keep people abreast of the situation going on. Maybe we'll see another 8 million Blackwells. Because the Blackwell gas seems to be... Oh, wow. What is going on here? Okay. Crab. Okay. Ghost. Meh. Mainly meh because, you know, I don't like ghosts. 6 king crab parts. If you got the money, if you got 1.5 times 6, if you got about 8 million Seabills, you can buy yourself a king crab. Just right off the bat. There's a Kugel Blitz, which it's a supernova, which is pretty cool. Lament, not familiar with the mech. Longbows are interesting mechs, and they also have a custom model. You could actually buy one if you had like 5.6 million Seabills or so. 2 parts to a Mad Cat, which, you know, you can't buy. It looks like there's a few parts to an Owens, but an Owens is a little bit too small for me. The Raptor 3X, not interested in. The Snake, not interested in. And the Zeus are cool, but I'm also not interested in. LB20 Clan would be fun. Oh, it weighs 11 tons. Just to put that into perspective, an LB10X weighs 11 tons. An LB, for the unit, sure. A normal AC-10 weighs 12 tons. That's amazing. A straight-up railgun. 400 damage per shot. Weighs 25 tons. You can only put this on some mechs, but still, that's pretty amazing. There's a lot of really good... And Jade Talons. Just in case you wanted to really... Why are Jade Talons 6 million Seabills? That's 6 million Seabills for a single leg Icewater, and you can have 2 of them. Well, that's a lot of cool gear, not gonna lie. The faction shop are really bringing it with the mechs. Maybe we should start saving up some money. Just maybe we'll grab some mech parts. Maybe an Orion part, which we kind of need because we have 4 parts to Orion. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been T-Rock. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press the little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.